Welcome everyone to the Athletes Voices. Today I have a guest, Madeline Coquoz. Thank you for coming. You're a diver.
So yes, I'm a diver in the Swiss national team, and I actually train a lot, 20 hours a week, to try to qualify for Paris, the Olympic Games. So I have a big qualification in February, and we'll see how it goes, but I've been training for like 15 years in this sport. It's a passion.
Yeah, and how is the training coming along for Paris?
So we train maybe like 30-40% outside water. It would be like fitness, acrobatics, strength conditioning and stuff, and then 60% maybe in the water. But yeah, around this I'm doing uni as well, so I have to manage my week half. But I would say maybe 70% training and everything around athlete life, recovery and everything, and maybe 20-30% just a bit of uni to have my brain working.
Yeah, it must be hard though. Out of all the sports you could have done, why diving?
So I started with gymnastics because, well, first I wanted to be in the Cirque du Soleil.
Oh,
yeah, all the Canadian friends. And so my parents said, "Oh, you need to have a good basic, so you go to gymnastic." And then this international and Olympic dream started very young. So I was watching the opening ceremony of the Olympics, and I said I want to go to the Olympics already before starting diving. And I could see that in gymnastics I was not able to go and follow this dream. And yeah, my dad was a diver before, so he just said, yeah, just try diving. And so at 9 I was doing both gymnastics and diving, and then I had to choose. And in 6 months I was already on the top athlete in Switzerland in diving. And so it was a hard choice at the time, but when I see it was just so logic, and it was nice and to follow my dream and passion. That's why I did diving.
Yeah, that must be crazy though. There's you spend most of your time in a swimming suit when it comes to competition. How does it feel to be almost naked in front of especially if you do big competitions when there's TV there's people watching?
Well, to be honest, I don't think about it anymore, because it's the working suit. I don't know, it's I don't think about it, and I love my swimming suit. I have them in a precious place, and I like to choose them and everything. But what I notice is when my friends are coming to watch me, and they are watching me, they are seeing me in a swimming suit, or seeing my boyfriend in my boyfriend is a diver as well, and he's wearing a mini swimming suit, very small. And this, when people from outside coming in this world, it makes me feel a bit weird about it. But yeah, and also I had another issue is that sometimes when you have competition, you have camera and everything, and you have camera underwater, and sometimes the swimsuit is a bit woohoo moving. And I know a lot of girls in diving had issue because some person are doing videos on YouTube with only sequence of their butt or zooming on the thing. So that's the weird part. But how I feel is just normal because it's my work. But on the other side, it's also, you have to be the whole year in swimming suit, so it's also, you watch what you eat, you want to have a nice figure, and yeah, that's sometimes a bit the downside of it, being all the time in swimming suit. And yeah, maybe as well, maybe for women and even men, they do take care of the hair and take care of, am I waxed, am I shaved, is it perfect? And when I was younger, it was more important before the competition being so perfect, but actually it doesn't change a lot. But yeah, I think this swimming suit fat it's a big thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about body image. How did you ever, at a time in your career, in your life, felt bad about how you look, or felt very self-conscious of gaining weight or things like that?
Well, as it is an artistic sport, you are judged in the way you look, the way you execute the dive. So I think this is part of it, sadly, because the judges look at you, and obviously if you are overweight, like, this is not nice. And so personally I was always conscious about it, so it never went too bad, I would say, but I wouldn't say it's a like amazing and great and healthy relationship with like food and gaining weight and your body image. I think your body image depends as well in where you are, with who you compare with, and I can see that when I am around people like sports, other athletes, not only diving, but I was in a school with a lot of swimmers or stuff like this, other athletes, then I tend to compare more and be more like complex about my body and more conscious about how I look and what I eat and stuff. But when I am around like uni people or stuff, then I feel more confident. I feel okay, my body is my work, is my that's what I work with. I need a muscle, I need to be strong, and I'm able to do all that stuff with my body. That's amazing. So I love it. But on the other side, I think you're in a world with also social media that is not only but a lot about image and everything like this is a bit difficult. So for me, I never had very like bad moment. I would say always borderline a bit. Always thinking about what I eat, food. It's more about food rather than the way I look. Really, it's more about the actual food. But it was always okay, in control, but a bit
Do you sometimes have this feeling like, because athletes usually eat way more than like regular people, quote unquote, right? Because, well, you just have way more muscles. Did you ever felt like self-conscious about like eating more than like your regular friends like at university or even family?
Yeah, 100%. And always like people, you want it or you don't, but you may comment about food is a big thing in life. I love food, and in my family we it's a moment of sharing and everything, but the portion are just big. You know, when you check the portion on the back of the package, I would eat twice and that would fulfill me, I don't know, but just a normal portion is just not enough. And it's a lot about this, so people commenting and looking at you. And for me, what's very difficult is I'm always hungry. But because I train actually 20 hours a day in the pool, but it doesn't count the tiredness coming from it. And when you're tired, you just eat worse, or you're more hungry, or you just want something, sugar or something to wake you up, and food helps you to just have this feeling of energy coming in your body. And because you're so tired because of sport and always hungry, this is very annoying. And that's why I'm wondering when I'm gonna stop diving. I think I'm gonna be less hungry. But also, again, conscious about how if I stop, I will train less and burn less, and how this is gonna regulate. I'm sure it's gonna regulate itself, but it's also thinking about it, the after sport, the during sport, and early sport.
Yes, it's a lot of like mental gymnastics in a way. Like being able to like see your body as like this strong tool that helps you, right? But what's so difficult is that I think because we are conscious about our body, I also can feel and know how it looks, how it feels. Really have a good perception of my body because it's my tool. But also I can see if for a small amount of weeks or days I eat worse, I can see it very quickly. But as this topic food is so important, a lot I like studying nutrition and stuff. My boyfriend I live with, also an athlete, is studying nutrition, and for him it's very interesting. But the thing is, if you're too interested, this means you look all the time for it. It's oppression. It's a pressure that's just coming close. And in training, you're in swimsuit, thinking about your body image, and I need to contract my abs to do this. But my abs, my stomach hurts a bit big today. And then at home,
well, you eat 3 or 4 times a day, so you think about it all the time, and it's a thing. Yeah, it's all the time here. But on the good side is that I still love food and everything. And
are you actually doing something to change your mindset around like how you?
Yes and no. So I'm seeing a sports psychologist for like 5 years, and I know this is this woman changed my life basically. She's magic. And we talked about it but it was more in the way that when I feel stressed, I need to feel control, and the food topic is a easy way to, not an easy way, but it's an easy area to control. So I would like, if I feel more stressed, then I will think more about food, because I feel, I'm stressed, I'm losing control, so I need to control something, so I'm controlling food. So it was not I'm talking only about the food problem, but more about coping mechanism of stress or life issues in general. But this is coming towards this food thing, but also about how you see yourself, how proud of yourself you are. When I was younger, I was not very proud of myself, very shy, more like and with this psychologist, we worked a lot on self-confidence, and I think this helps as well in the body image naturally, without speaking exactly about this.
Yeah, and I think also like as a woman, your body, you have to also be able to accept that your body changes a lot, especially because of your cycle and stuff like that. How do you actually do that? Like, because you're swimming, but you actually have periods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
So I had the chance to have my period very late. I think because of sport, because everything was delayed. But at first I took the pill to try to regulate, and because I had also a partner in my life and stuff like this. But I see it didn't suit me well. I could see it in my body composition, I could feel it, and as well it did not really regulate, and so that was a bit annoying. And now I have, I don't know how to say this, un stérilet.
Oh, it's an IUD.
IUD, yeah. And this helps me a lot. This is good. This is with hormone as well, but only located. So this helped me as well. But I would say it changes so much. I guess it's for athletes and non-athletes the same. But when you were a teenager and you first start to get them, it's very uncontrollable. And but now I could see I have more or less a controllable cycle. And since 2 years maybe, so I was maybe 22, I started to slowly adapt training. So because I could see in my training phase, I was when I got my period, I'm weaker, or I'm more like depressed, or I want to eat more and I feel just down and I don't have the energy to go for that training. So I try to not like formally adapt training, but more about listening to my body, and that was a big change. But this is also go with the self-confidence thing as well, because when you are younger, you just trust yourself, trust how you feel, and if today you don't feel like it, or you just can't because your body doesn't let you, then just don't do it. So now I'm listening more about my cycle and stuff, and I talk to my coach as well, which was, for him, I'm not sure it was very, he didn't know about it, and I was coming away with the idea, I need to listen a bit more about my body and stuff. And so I also had very issue with my hip, and then we realized it was all connected with the woman organs. So it was very interesting, well, not to be injured, but it was very interesting to see how connected it is and how important it is to listen to the woman body. It was very complicated, and explaining this to a man, it's
yes, that's what I was going to ask you. It's like, So basically, when you're an athlete, you can have women coaching you, but you can also have men coaching you.
Yeah.
How different it is, especially to talk about those things like, oh, listen, I have to listen to my body, and you don't understand because you're a man.
Yeah, so when until maybe 17 years old, I trained with a woman, and it was the woman coaching me in my city, and so I didn't choose the coach. She was there, and I was training there, and it was okay, and it was a bit more about this relationship. It's extreme, but mom-child relationship. It's extreme, but more like kind. And then when I moved to England and then to Lausanne again. I decided to be coached by a man, and I preferred it. It was more, I don't know, maybe I needed more to be like a machine. He told me this, and it was more like no objection, no talking, and just do. And at that point of my career, I needed this. And now the last coach I chose was a man as well. And yeah, I think they have different personality that can change for everybody, but for me it worked just better with the man. And I think with a coach, man or woman, you have to be honest, because as you said, the body is just your tool, and if you need to listen to it to perform, and the coach wants you to perform. So I was completely honest and said, okay, today I'm feeling so shit. I'm on my period. I'm dead. So give me 10 hours and I will be back on track. So you just adapt your training. So, but you need to have confidence in your coach as well, and you need to feel in a safe environment to be able to say that. But you need to create yourself this environment by choosing the people you're surrounded with.
Yes, it's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
But any relationship is like that.
Yeah, exactly. So we say about athletes, the body image, but it's for everybody. Yeah. Relationship with God is the same for everybody.
That's true. Speaking of communication, as an athlete, especially in this day and age, you need to have maybe like an Insta page and have kind of a presence online. Also because of sponsorships.
Yeah.
How does it work for you?
Us in Switzerland, we don't get any funding from the federation or anything, so we have to find our own sponsorship to finance this season, which is quite expensive, to be honest. And so yeah, I'm having Instagram open to public and stuff, and I was an ambassador to a swimsuit brand, and I really like this. It is called Shark Rebellion, and they do very nice recycled sportwear. But it was also a bit this idea of selling my image, and this goes again with the question, how do you feel about your body? How confident are you to just speak up, take a camera, and just, hey, look at me in this lip sync, woohoo! And for me, I feel a bit embarrassed, it's not legit for me to do it. Even if I perform and I can sell my performance but selling my image as Madeline Coquoz was a bit weird, but selling the athlete I was easier. So I could sell, oh look, I did the top 10 at World Championships. That's easy. But then selling, because I'm using this, you should use this. I feel it is a bit difficult, and it's hard to have the consistency as well in post and knowing the game, of the social media. That's difficult.
Yeah,
I think that's a job.
Yes, that's actually a job, and it's definitely as an athlete, you're doing this because you like that sport, but then all of a sudden there's also this bunch of things you don't know anything about, and you have to deal with it, right?
Yeah, but I think that's why, for example, I'm not doing this for money because I don't get any money, but you learn so much from life. I think you learn very quick and in a practical way. So you have to deal with sponsorship. So how do you contact them? How do you speak a bit formally? How do you present yourself? Do you go to a sponsorship event? What do you wear? How do you speak? How do you behave? Also about, well, the nutrition, we talk about it. Well, there is so many aspects in the athlete's life that for me are so interesting, and again it relates to just a non-athlete's life. But athletes, you just have to deal with this already when you're 16, 17, so it just hits you a bit earlier than I think for other people. Or for when you get a professional career in something else, you go to school and then you start your career maybe 25, 30, you try to peak or to reach what you want. But for us, my career will end at 25, 30. So I will try to peak maybe at 22. So also the input you give in your work, I'm 24 and I already give 15 years of my life for one thing, one goal, is to go to the Olympics. Already in Tokyo I didn't go. So you learn how to fail as well very, very earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting, but it hurts a lot as well.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about that. You mentioned it, you were almost going to Tokyo, but you ended up not going. Now you're working to go to Paris. How does it feel when you don't reach your goal, and how do you cope with it?
A lot of cry. I'm a crier. No, I think the word is disillusion, and you lose a bit of. Do you say naivety? Yeah. I think I had this feeling before Tokyo. I was so naive, and then you got hit by this just non-qualification, which is not just not successful, but you did everything to try to go, and the whole way to get there was just amazing, and I would do it again and the same. I don't have regrets. But it's a bit difficult. I think what's difficult about the Olympics is that it's very very social event, I would say. People around you always talk about it, and the media always talk about it, but when you look at it closer and closer, it's only every 4 years, but they're the same people as in the World Championship.
Yes.
But the World Championship is less media, less stuff, but I did great results in the World Championship, but it was so, for people, it was not as I was going to the Olympics. So going to the Olympics is such a proof, such a validation, and I think I had to deconstruct this idea that Olympics are validation of your career. I think I had to, after Tokyo, I just realized that how proud I was to my overall career, and not just about going to the Olympics. And enjoying the way to get there, enjoying other competition, and I think at the end you suffer every day, so you need to enjoy every day, because you don't know how it's going to be and if you're going to qualify or not. So
I guess also that it's also because of maybe the sport you do is a little bit more niche. So there's some sports, it's as if the Olympics is the only event that exists. Whereas every year you have a world competition, and you've been in the finalists. So it's people don't see that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And people don't. I think they again, that's how I said before, during the social media, you just saw, I was 10th in the world, woohoo, but you don't see the other part of the iceberg, you don't see the struggle. But for me, is the closer you get, so you say, okay, now I can qualify, you can also see the more and more details you have to do and to work for to reach this potential, to reach the Olympic Games. So that's also, you're getting closer, but actually you can see it's further. So it's oh my god, compared to when you're a kid, or when you until 16, it's just a dream, and you see this in the cloud of the gold Athene and the Olympic dream, so beautiful, and you say, okay, I want to go. Yeah, of course you want to go. But then when you actually you are in the top 25 in the world, and you have to be top 18. What's the difference between the 7 people? That's the 25th and the 18th person, and that's it's a lot. It seems so nothing, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I get that. So right now, what are your future goals, except for the Olympics? But do you have other goals that you want to talk about?
So basically, we have this we have huge event now in a few months to qualify for the Olympics, and then it will be, I think almost 10th Europeans and stuff. So I would like to also perform well at Europeans. I had last year my first 3-meter individual, which is my event final at Europeans. So I qualified and I was very happy to qualify. But then in the final, I was a bit like, whoa, overwhelmed, with everything. So I would like to perform as well in Europeans, and so I was 11th. But I think I could reach, with my potential, top 8, top 6. That would be amazing. And my another dream was to do a European medal, maybe more in synchro, so with a partner. But I don't know how this is doable. You need to find another person. Maybe that's the difficult thing, especially in Switzerland, such a small country. And otherwise, I think the world level, reaching even better and top 18, so it's semi-final, and going through this, and the better result you get, the better recognition you get from Swiss Olympics and everything. But it's difficult because I did a lot already, so I'm very happy about it. But you get more and more, you're craving for more.
Yes,
you reach one thing, okay, but I want to be more. Okay, but I want to be more.
Yeah, and because also you do like competition, so you do yourself, but you also do like with someone else, right?
Yeah, exactly. So in Tokyo, to try to qualify for Tokyo Olympics, I did a women's synchro. So that was very interesting as well, to compete with other women. And actually, that's how in 2016 we won gold medal at Europeans, junior Europeans.
Yeah.
That was one of the best moments of my career, with the hymn and everything, and the fact I'm someone who likes sharing stuff. So sharing the moment with so many people and with someone else, that was so cool. And as I said as well before, it's difficult to find two people who do the same thing. So when you do it, you can quickly go and high in the ranking. So that's very nice. But now I do as well a mixed synchro, so with another guy. And I also once competed at Worlds and European with my boyfriend.
Yes.
So that was fun.
How is it though? Like, how do you, because you guys do the same sport, you did compete together. How do you like separate like private life, career? Do you even separate?
The thing is, I knew him before from diving, and he was like best friend before the boyfriend part. Yeah. So I would say that's the base, the fundamentals of our relationship, and then top up with the romantic thing. But on one side, so we live together as well. So people say, "How do? You dive together, you live together. That's too much. You're too young." Say, well, am I happy? Yes, do it. But it's sometimes difficult. Sometimes we are like, okay, just go away, go and see some friends. I go to uni, we just need to separate. But on the other side, we understand each other and we support each other so well. And we can, in the pool, we, like a lot of people don't know that we are together. We're not acting like on each other and everything. And so I think you just have to find a healthy way to live it. And we're actually very different persons, so I would be more someone who does every day a little bit and trying to go up, and he's more like a sprinter, like everything all in and nothing, and so we learn from each other a lot. Yeah. And I think that helped me in my career and as well in my personal life. As I said, I'm a crier, and he's more like a neutral, emotional person, so he helped me to deal with my emotion, and I helped him to sometimes feel new stuff.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Last question before letting you go. If there's like a little girl listening to us who would love to be a diver, what advice would you give her?
I would say two things. Choose wisely your environment and people surrounding you. So it would be your medical team because you have to trust them. Your parents you don't choose, but try to or make them involved or not the way you feel. And a coach and just friends to share like all those emotions with them because it's a huge thing to carry, but you can do it. Even if it's an individual sport, you can do it with a team. And then what I will say to myself is a bit trust your gut feels, your gut feeling a bit more. Listen to yourself because what you feel at the end is right because it's the way you feel it, and trust yourself, trust your decision, and that would I wish I did a bit earlier.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Madeline.
Thank you.